Hi all, welcome back to the Wonderment. Today I want to talk about what everyone else has been talking about on the internet since the download announcement, 2-3 weeks ago, and it's Sleep Token. I kept quiet on this. I was planning to do a video like the first couple of days if it came out, and I kind of thought, I'm going to see them in a few weeks. I want to actually make up my mind after seeing them. So this is now 3 days after seeing them, and I basically just want to give my opinion on them headline and download and the whole lot. When I seen the lineup announcement, 1, I wasn't surprised, and 2, I was pretty excited that they were on the bill. A lot of YouTubers and influencers or whatever have already commented on this, so nothing I'll probably say is new, it's just my opinion. But the fact that Andy Copping had to go on NME and actually stand up for them is a bit, I think it's a bit mad really, if I'm honest. Like, I'm a festival goer, I've been to tons this year, tons last year, whatever, but there was years where I would look at the lineup of a festival and go, that's not for me. Whether that was bands that I didn't really agree with, bands that I didn't like at all, or financial situations where it just didn't justify doing it. This, I can see it from people's point of view of, I don't like Green Day, I don't like Sleep Token and Korn. They played it before but they haven't headlined it. I do get it. But with the way the festival's moving on, that's the key there. It needs to move on and grow, and everything he said in that NME press junket or whatever was, I kind of agree with them. A big thing for me is that they're pushing British bands. Like, we could just be in this cycle of Iron Maiden, Metallica, Aerosmith, blah blah blah, rinse and repeat until the cows come home. But there will be a day where them bands decide, I'm not doing it anymore, and then who have we got? The counter argument to that is there is a lot of bands that probably could have done it, like Linkin Park would have been another good one. Like, go through everyone's prediction videos, there's plenty that weren't Sleep Token. I think one of the reasons Sleep Token works for me is because it was kind of like, it was obvious because Live Nation were pushing them to the sky, but at the same time, it's still very, very impressive to see a band that had 3 albums up until now, and possibly another one before download, headlining the Saturday of the UK's biggest metal festival. Like, that's just impressive, and that to me shows that there's belief in the band. This is all before I seen them, by the way. There's belief in the band, and also it kind of inspires a lot of people. Like, if you're young and you're in a band, you don't have to think, oh, I'd love to headline download one day in 40 years or something stupid like that. Like, if you work hard and you're good at what you do in your craft, you could be there. Now, I was looking through some of the lineups over the past couple of years, and yes, there has been bands that people haven't been happy with. Fall Out Boy this year, they absolutely killed it. The crowd was amazing, it was massive. Bring Me last year was probably one of the biggest ones. People thought they weren't ready, and they absolutely proved that they were ready, and they absolutely killed it. I think this is Sleep Token's time to prove that they have it. It's on them to prove that they can do it. Like, if they go on the Saturday night and it's a shocking show and it's awful, that's fine. That we give them the chance, whatever. But after seeing them on Tuesday night, I don't think that's the case, and I'll give you a couple of reasons why. First of all, it was one of the first gigs I'd been to in years that didn't feel like a generic gig. And what I mean by that is, it almost felt like an audio installation with a light show and theatrics to some extent. It was amazing. They didn't have the screens up, so no one could actually, there was no graphics other than their light tubes and their symbol was lit up and stuff like that. And when I sat down, we were in the Gods, we were in the Co-op Live at the very back of the arena. That was the only tickets we could get the day of launch, so that's another selling point, was they're selling out at venues that size. But I was like, I'm not going to see anything. And it made me remind of going to see Tool live, both at download and both in a venue similar size. They don't want you to see them. That's the fact. They've got mystery behind them, they've got a bit of aura, and it pushes more of the focus on the music. The set was fantastic. I went into it knowing the songs because I'd listened to the albums, but I'd never seen them live. There was no real proper footage of them on YouTube that's not someone's phone, so I kind of just avoided all that. So I went into it with a fresh mind, and I came out of it thinking this could really work on the Saturday of Download on the main stage, mainly because it's different, but also it's not that different. Like, there were songs like The Summoning they played. There was pits where there shouldn't have been pits. Everyone was having a great time, and like, you can't overlook the size of the Co-op live. Like, it's got like 23,500 people. Like, that's a lot of people for a tour of what people are saying on the internet that they're not ready for stuff like this. Well, they showed that they are. Where we were, we could see most of the seats, and yeah, there was a couple of rows that were empty, and it could have been just production whole tickets, whatever. But all in all, it was heaving. Like, it was so busy, it was awesome. But back to the Download thing, one of the things that a lot of people aren't talking about is they're not the only band on the Saturday night of Download. There'll be 3 other stages with a varied array of music on. And what I mean by that is not going to be like smooth jazz or anything, but like, if you're not into Sleep Token, they might have someone like, I don't know, Bullet from a Valentine. We don't know. I don't know how the day splits are, but what I mean is the way that Download have always tried being the operative word to cater is, well, if you don't like that, there's this, or if you don't like that, there's this, there's that. But on top of that, when I went to Download last year, whenever you looked at the Download poster for last year, it was Metallica twice, Slipknot, and Bring Me. And the band that people were complaining about on site the most about seeing before they even did their set was Metallica. And I thought that was very strange, because they're one of the biggest bands on the planet. They're awesome. Like, they do a great live show. Whatever you think about Lars, whatever, it doesn't matter. They're still one of the biggest bands on the planet. But people were complaining and actively saying that they would sit in their tent and not see them. That's fine. If that's what you want to do at Sleep Token, do that. But for me, Download is about being there and enjoying the atmosphere. And if you're getting the same atmosphere with your friends drinking at the tent than a band that you don't want to see, I would lean to doing that. Or if you wanted to go to the Doghouse, or you wanted to do whatever, there's so much on. Like, I know this is going to divide a lot of people, and I'm not trying to. I do see people's side of it being like, they don't like Sleep Token. That's fine, but all I want to give is my 2 cents on the matter. And at the end of the day, it's a massive festival. They're not expecting 75,000 people at Sleep Token and no one anywhere else. Like, that's just not the expectation, and it's not going to be the reality either. I am not going to say that they're going to have the biggest crowd of the weekend. In fact, it's probably going to be Korn, because Korn have had our following for years. Sleep Token have only been around since 2015-16 with the first album. I don't know, I'm pulling these figures out of my head. But my point being is, I think they're trying to take a risk and hoping it will pay off, instead of going, this is what you're getting, tough, listen to it. That is why there will be options. That's all I will say. Going off of Tuesday night, I brought someone who isn't mega-ly into metal, and they didn't know any of the songs, but they could walk away and go, that was probably one of the best gigs of the year. And that was because of the way it was. The stage show was cool, the lights was awesome, it just was different. And sometimes that's not a bad thing. And again, I tried to look at lineup posters for the past 10 years, and the lean into different is very, very small until you get to the Bring Me one. This year with Fall Out Boy, and now next year with Sleep Token. And it's not even that much of a big lean when you think of it. It's one band. Like Korn, they're a fundamental Download. Like, to me they are. Green Day are a band that could play any of the UK festivals and they will get a crowd. And they will. No matter what. I'm not saying any of this to cause arguments or stir people in the comment section. I went into Tuesday with an open mind to be like, right, convince me that you're worth playing Download on a Saturday night. That's why I left all of my opinions until this video, and I've come out going, I'm excited to see Sleep Token. There's been so many people with various facts and stats about how they sold the venue out quicker than Bring Me, whatever. The fact of the matter is, when you're at a show of that size and they only have one support, that just goes to show that they've got belief in themselves as well. My point being of all this, I feel that they've won me over with the tour that they've just had. If they go on stage on Saturday of Download and it is absolute trash and they just can't pull it off, I'll happily say that. Like, I'm never going to say I'm the biggest Sleep Token fan. I'm not. I took a punt on buying the tickets because it was £45. I wanted to see what they were like. They won me over. I didn't go in going, yeah, this is going to be insane. But that being said, we have to give them that chance. And if people aren't willing to give them that chance, that in itself is still fine, because, again, there is options for other stuff to do around Download. It's massive. There's loads of stuff to do. Go on the fun fair rides, go do whatever. I get why you're angry, but I'd rather be there with like-minded people and have fun and not really like one of the bands on the main stage for the whole weekend and then still have fun than miss it completely. Now, I get it if people don't want to go because they can't justify the money and the band. That's fine. That's a completely different matter. But I wouldn't just write the whole festival off because of one band. And I'm going back on myself here. Bring me prove people wrong in 2023. I hope Sleep Token can do the same, and I think they can. But anyway, please just give your views in the comment section. Let me know what you think, and if you disagree, that's fine. Like, I'm not trying to rub people up the wrong way. This is genuinely just my opinion. I want to know where everyone's coming from. I'm not going in on anyone because they're not happy with Sleep Token. That's fine. But for festival organisers, they're never going to please everyone. And like, it is a very good lineup, very good. And even if that band isn't everyone's taste, so much good bands on there. But anyway, thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.